and I was able to select the Pochette Accessoire. To an American, it looks like Pochette Accessories, but I think it's Pochette Accessoire. And I used it this past weekend, so that's why it's not like all wrapped up in plastic and stuff. But before we dive into the details, I'm gonna show you everything that the bag comes with. So when you first unbox it, it comes in a dust bag. This dust bag looks very realistic because I do have quite a few Louis Vuitton pieces that are authentic, and honestly, like, I've seen the real one of this and I've seen this replica, and with a bag this tiny, why would you literally pay $1,000? Like, that doesn't make sense to me, because I have justified spending a lot of money on several other bags, but for something that's like kind of cute, small, and trendy, I just don't want to pay like $1,000 because I just don't think that would be smart. But for example, my YSL was like almost $3,000, and I was just like, you know, like, I'll buy a real one of that because I feel like it's a little bit more elevated. But personally, that's why I choose to get replica bags for some things, because if I can get it for free and I can show it to y'all instead of paying like thousands of dollars, I'm ultimately gonna do it. But anyway, I'm just like so obsessed with this. I think it's so cute. And by the way, you have a discount code that you can get by using my name. I think it's Tiana5 for 5% off. But this is what the interior looks like. So it does come without the strap attached. Honestly, I had to do a YouTube search on how to put the bag together because it was hella confusing. So I'm going to show y'all how to do that. But it comes with the dust bag, the short strap, the authenticity card, which this looks very similar to the authenticity cards for the real Louis pieces. I'm honestly like, at this point, why do people even buy designer stuff if you can get a replica that looks the exact same? But it also comes with this long strap for, I guess, if you want to do it like, it doesn't seem quite long enough for crossbody, but I guess if you have like bigger shoulders, you could use this. And the straps are in the vachetta leather, so it does have the red and then the tan. But personally, I don't like the long strap with it. I like the short strap just because that's how the Instagram models carry it. They usually do it like this. But I guess if you live somewhere cold and you have to wear a coat, then the long strap would make more sense. But before I kind of do an in-depth review of like how much stuff you can fit and show like the close-up product shots, let's first figure out how you attach this. So I'm gonna zip the bag and then remove it, and then I'll show you how I got it on there, because it took me like maybe 5 minutes to figure it out, honestly. So this is what it looks like when you first get sent it. So it kind of looks like a little makeup bag, honestly, but it just looks like this. Here's the front, here's the back, here's the bottom, and then there's the side. Honestly, like, if you know how to tell that this is, like, if you can tell that this is fake, please let me know, because I've seen so many influencers review this and I do not see a difference. And it feels like the canvas that's on my authentic Neverfull. Like, it just feels really good. So I'm honestly so happy that I picked it out. And I'm pretty sure it's around $100 on the website of the person who sent it to me. So definitely check the description, but pretty sure they priced it at a very affordable price range. So now that I've kind of shown y'all what it looks like, by the way, here's the zipper, and then it has, is it gonna focus? I think it says Louis Vuitton. Does it say Louis Vuitton? Yeah, it says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. And then the zipper has the little LV, and it even has like a little barcode serial number in the pocket, but I don't want to, like, it's kind of hard to show y'all, but it's like right there. There's no Louis Vuitton labeling on the interior. I don't know if there's supposed to be, but it just comes like this. And then the way that you do the strap is you get the strap, right? And then you put this part underneath here, put the buckle through the hole, then you pull, and then you put this onto the little gold circle thingy, and then that's how you do it. I was so confused, but there's how it's done. That's how it's done. And then yeah, like that. So now that I've kind of gone in depth with like the features and how to like assemble the bag, let me show y'all what fits inside, because to me this is the perfect going out bag. And I like it because let's say I'm going to work, I bring my Neverfull, and then I want to go get drinks after work with like the girls, then I can put this inside the Neverfull, and then when I'm out I'll just like use this one. So I just really like it. But anyway, let's do a little what fits. First, obviously you want your phone, and I have the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and look at that, it fits in there perfectly. I will say it does take up a lot of space in the bag, but at least it fits, because I was concerned about that. And then the other very essential thing that I always have to have with me is my sumatriptan pen. In case I get a migraine, it's kind of like an EpiPen, but I always put this in my going out bags because I don't want to go to the ER. And then gum, a lip gloss, a hand lotion, and then honestly, like, the only other thing that I can fit is my little Louis Vuitton, what is this, a key pouch, and it has my key on it. So it fits all of the essentials, but it's definitely not gonna be like super spacious. And then this is what it looks like when it is all full. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend putting literally anything else in there, because then it's gonna probably break. But yeah, it fits everything I need, so honestly, what more can you ask for? And then it just hits. Okay, my rib cage is like right there, so it hits right there. And yeah, that is the bag. I love it so much, and I'm so glad that I was sent this to show you guys, because this would honestly be a really good Christmas present. Yeah, it's not authentic, but look at the box. Like, look at the dust bag. And I honestly, unless you literally work at Louis Vuitton or you're a luxury authenticator at The Real, I don't really think that you would be able to tell. And I mean, personally, if someone was like, oh, your bag is fake, I would be like, I don't really care, because it's a tiny purse. To me, a tiny purse just isn't worth $1,000. So that is pretty much the end of this bag review. But I would have to say, of all of the stuff I've been sent, this is probably my favorite thing so far. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it to be helpful. Definitely check out the links in my description box for my discount code, the name of the website, and more information. But that's it. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see y'all next time.
But on the inside, you can't see the stitching come through. On my one, you can definitely see the stitching, because that's to, I guess it's to strengthen the bag. Oh, I'm gonna break my bag down. You can see like the outline of where the stitching comes in through. It's perfectly matched on the inside. I'll insert a photo here to show you what I mean. I think another thing is the most obvious. I think authentic bags, according to my research, they have like a date code and stuff. And I remember my date code was, I was trying to show my dad, because he was like, oh, how do you know if it's real? And I was like, because of this little number. And where did I find my number? I think it was, oh yeah, so this is where it is. So this is the flap. Sorry, so this is the flap, and the date code is just like right behind on this piece of leather. Yeah, this piece of leather thing, if you can see it. I'm not doing such a great job, but I'm trying. Yeah, so obviously on this bag, There would be no date code because it's not real. So you can lift the flap all the way, whereas my one you can't. It's like stitched down and only some of it flaps up. So I found another difference on the interior of the bag, which where they put where the bag is made, where it says the R in a circle, the copyright symbol, and then Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. The authentic one is actually not hot stamped on the bag, on the leather patch. It's actually just in some red writing, some red paint, I think, if you can see it. And on the copy, it's actually like hot stamped on, and it does say the same thing. It says the copyright button and then the Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France, but the E of the hot stamp is really badly done, so obviously on an authentic bag you would not get that. Anyway, I really hope this video was helpful in some kind of way. Sorry it was so scattered and like lift up this one, lift up that one, but I tried. I'm not really that IT geeky, like nerdy, or very good at like editing, and I try to make things as simple as possible for myself. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it helped you in some way. If you're saving up for your first LV bag like I did, just do a lot of research. Don't just watch my video, watch a lot of other people's videos, which I'm sure you're going to do. Also look up people's blogs, just type into Google, and yeah, just make sure what you're getting is what you're paying for, and just never feel pressured. And yeah, I'm not against fakes or anything. I'm totally fine with people wearing fake bags and stuff. It doesn't, I don't have like any opinion against it. It's like, do whatever.
Pretty decent. You have the embroidery here, the logo, Louis Vuitton logo. So it is pretty good quality, although it's obviously not the same shape as the genuine one. We have the ribbon, which is more or less the same, I'd say, just like the original one. We have the same kind of, this is obviously like poorer quality. You can tell that this is not original, so I don't think it would work as a gift to anyone unless you, yeah, unless we believe that yeah, people wouldn't recognize it. We also don't have this tiny gift card that we had in the genuine one. And that would be about it. So far, it's not looking terrible, but we shall proceed to reviewing our bags. So guys, this is insane. The quality of those bags is, I'd say, very similar, if not the same. So the producer, the manufacturer, is claiming that the duplicate, the replica, whatever you want to call it, it's supposed to match the genuine product in 97%, which I think is a pretty good score, to be honest. Okay, so here on that side, this is the genuine one. This is the replica, and I think the biggest, the only, from my perspective, the only difference, and the biggest one is in terms of how shiny the replica is versus this one, which is slightly matte. So as you can see, the difference is not that big. If you, so it is, it's not really daylight, but even like you can see that this is pretty much unrecognizable. If you had only this bag, not next to the original one, you would never know that this is actually not the real deal. Anyway, the texture is, I would say, exactly the same. It's just the shiny part that is slightly different, and the color is pretty much the same. Maybe this one is a bit like a warmer tone, but again, this is not really recognizable. If you go out and have those two bags next to each other, you wouldn't be able to tell a difference. Okay, moving to so one of the steps in the